A very good morning, students. Today we will start a new chapter called reproduction. As you can see in the topic itself, you can get the definition. What is reproduction? Reproduction is a very important life process or very important process which is important for the continuity of the life. Although you know this is not very important if you see if you compare it with other life processes like respiration, excretion, which is important for the survival. Although it is not so important for survival, but yes, we know that this process helps in the continuity of the life. Without reproduction, we cannot imagine the continuity of life on earth. So, what is reproduction? It is a very important life process in which, or you can say it is a important biological process in which the organism give birth to the new ones. So, the parent or the organism, they give birth to the new individuals or the new organisms or the next generation. So, this is reproduction. We know reproduction is essential for the continuation of the species. This one we were talking about, that this is very important for the continuation of the species, although not directly involved in the survival, but yes, continuation of the species is very important, and you know stability in the population is also important. So, this is the significance or the importance of reproduction, that continuity of species is maintained and there is stability in the population which is maintained because of this important life process. Now, we will come to the next point, that is what are the types of reproduction. So, there can be sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. These are the two modes or the types of reproduction. In case of asexual reproduction, we know only one parent is involved. In case of asexual reproduction, asexual mode of reproduction takes place when a single parent gives rise to a new individual of its own kind, and sexual mode is carried out when two parents, one male and one female, are involved in the reproduction. So, we have to study in this chapter about the sexual and the asexual mode of reproduction. Now, moving further, we will study about sexual reproduction, where we have already told you that in sexual reproduction two parents are involved, that is male and female. If you see, male and female parents, they produce gametes, like in case of male they produce sperms, and in case of females, female gamete is ova. So, in case of sexual reproduction, the parents or the male and female male and female, they produce male and female gametes respectively, like sperm, male gamete, and ova or the egg, that is female gamete. And when the gametes are formed, the next step will be the fertilization. So, we can say that in case of asexual reproduction, there is no production of, if you see, if the teacher asks you what is the difference between asexual and sexual reproduction. So, first difference is that in case of asexual reproduction only one parent is involved, but in case of sexual reproduction, which is found in higher animals, so it is it happens when two parents are involved or two individuals are involved, that is male and female. First point done. Second point is, like in case of asexual reproduction, there is no formation of gametes, male and female are not involved, so no gamete formation. But as you know, in sexual reproduction male and female are involved, so there is production of gametes also, okay. And furthermore, there will be fusion of the gamete. If gametes are produced in sexual reproduction, so obviously they will fuse, gametes will fuse during the process of fertilization and they will form the zygote. So, this is the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction. Then we have learned that sexual reproduction takes place in complex or the higher organisms like human beings, animals, whereas in case of asexual reproduction, it is found in lower organisms like amoeba, hydra, paramecium, etc. Now moving ahead, we will learn about male reproductive organs or the systems. In case of male, now we will be studying about the sexual reproduction, and we know in sexual reproduction two individuals are involved, male and female. So first we will study male reproductive system. In male reproductive system, there are different organs which are involved to make the complete system. First, if you see, male reproductive organs include a pair of testes, singular, plural, you can see the difference. If you are writing in plural, then es will come, and in singular form is will come. Okay. So there is a pair of testes. It means two testes are there. Then sperm ducts are also there, two sperm duct, and penis is there. So these are the organs of the system, male reproductive system. Now what is the function and what is the role of the testis? The major role of testis is to produce the sperm, the male gamete. Okay, sperm is the male gamete and testis produce the male gamete, because testis is the main reproductive organ of the system. Then millions of sperms are produced, many sperms are produced by the testis, you can see in the picture also. And then this is the diagram of the male gamete, that is sperm. It has got one head, inside head nucleus is present, and in the nucleus there is genetic material which is present, then middle piece is there and tail is there. So one question is there, Paheli is wondering, what purpose does the tail in the sperm serves? So the tail helps in the mobility, it helps in moving ahead. So sperm can move ahead in the female reproductive tract, and not only in the female reproductive tract, before that it has to move ahead in the male reproductive tract also. So for moving ahead, for mobility and for motility, it needs a tail so that it can move freely. Now if you see, if you study male and female reproductive system, so first we will start with the male reproductive system. So this one is the testis 1 and 2. So there is one pair of testis, and what is the major role of testis? To produce the sperm. Sperm are the male gametes. Then sperm which are produced in the testes, they move ahead in a duct, tube like structure, that is called sperm duct. This is called sperm duct. And further the sperm moves to the penis, and through penis it is released out. So now you must be understanding now why the sperm they were having tail, so that it can move ahead in from the testes to the sperm duct, and then further to the female reproductive tract also. So these are the, this is the parts of the male reproductive system. Male reproductive system lies basically in the lower abdomen, and its part are also found outside the abdomen also. So this is all about male reproductive system. Now coming ahead to the female reproductive system, further it has got many organs. If you see female reproductive system, so this one is the ovary, again it has one pair of ovary, so two are there. Then it has got oviduct, oviduct is also called fallopian tube, and then it has got uterus, the womb where the baby grows. Uterus is also called womb, and oviduct is also called fallopian tube. So here alternatively each month, for example from one in first month this ovary produces egg. Egg is the female gamete and it goes to the oviduct. In case if sperm are produced, sperm is present in the oviduct, it will get fertilized, or in case it does not meet with any sperm, then it comes here. Okay, and womb or the uterus prepares every month for the growing embryo, so that there can be attachment of the embryo in case there is pregnancy, and if there is no fertilization, no pregnancy, then second case will be the case of menstrual cycle. I think this is enough for today. So we will discuss in live class. Thank you.